Bwahahahaha. My name is Amy too, and welcome back to Tech Synth. Again with the archives I have of it. Moon was sleeping in his car when suddenly he woke up and saw two huge blue birds flying towards him. He immediately knew that the two birds were the blue demon bird and the blue demon wolf. This was the first time he ever seen two big birds flying towards him. Damn it! Who in the hell would come flying this fast? I'm a blue demon bird. This is the first time I ever seen a blue demon bird that large. Well, I wouldn't know how big they are, so. The blue demon bird quickly ran out of the sky. And the blue demon wolf quickly followed. The blue wolf was much stronger than the blue demon bird. He was able to dodge the blue demon wolf's attack. And then quickly grabbed onto the blue demon bird at the same time he grabbed onto the blue demon bird. He jumped down, flying far towards the ground. After he landed on the ground, he immediately felt extremely shocked. The blue demon bird and the blue demon wolf flew away, but the blue demon bird's eyes were still glowing. Okay then. Also, the demon wolf was a bird as well? Alright. Moon was sleeping in his car when suddenly he noticed a large black cloud in the northeast area of the sky. He was not aware of it at the time. This cloud did not have any markings or marks on it. The cloud did not have any wings or other aircraft-like objects with which to carry it. It's a cloud, man. It did not have any engines or engines with no wings. It just stayed there in the sky for a few minutes. The object was not seen to move, and as it looked like it would disappear soon after it disappeared. It did not it did not disturb or scare anyone in the region. Well, then why are you even mentioning this? It was observed for a short time and then was gone. The object appeared to be a black circular shape with a black circle above it on the side. At the time of the sighting of the object, the sun was low over the horizon, and there was a slight cloud in the north. A slight cloud, okay. But the cloud was not dark in color. There were no clouds on the south or east side of the sky. As the object appeared at sunset, it was the only object in the sky, and it was very bright and noticeable. It was seen for about a second, which was not larger than 1 minute. However, the sighting was recorded, and the sighting was not considered to be a UFO sighting. The object was observed by several witnesses, and was a large black circular object with no markings or markings on it. Okay then. This object was observed for some minutes and then disappeared. The witnesses could not locate the object, but they da-da-da. Moon was sleeping in his car when suddenly, out of the blue demon bird, a loud noise woke him up. The sky is dark. He looked into the sky. There's no light! Then a flash. A fireball flew down and landed in the car. That's, something. He looked inside the car and saw that his beloved wife was in the car. Moon's eyes were red. I have a wife that will never see me again. What does this even mean? Okay. Who are you? I am your husband. I'm here to bring you back to life. Why did you kill me? I was the one who killed you. But you didn't. What even is this conversation?
No way! I couldn't kill anyone. That was the only way I could save myself.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not!
Then you can't be my husband. Does this mean that her husband jokes a lot? But I was your husband, so you have to be my wife. Fair. Well, I guess I'll just have to kill you.
How dare you?
Moon's eyes were completely dark. I'm sorry. What do you mean? Your death is my fault, but you didn't kill me. No, you killed yourself. I think it lost the plot somewhere at the beginning here. Moon's eyes were bloodshot.
What do you mean?
I was in the hospital and there were a bunch of nurses looking for you. They were all looking for you, but you couldn't be located because you had died in the hospital. But the hospital didn't have a body scanner, so everyone was looking in all directions. So when one of the nurses saw the car on the road and the car with the wife in the back, she ran to the car and jumped in, but the car was gone. She never saw you again.
Moon's eyes were red. Stop mentioning this.
Moon's eyes were red. I don't know how I did that, but that's okay if I did that. I should at least thank you for what you have done. The door of the clinic closed, and the room was now deserted except for the nurse standing next to the patient's bed. So what were the nurses doing? Moon sat up and walked away. Oh, so he's not going to be there for the rest of the story? I'm sorry, I'm still not getting what you want to know. The nurse stood up and walked away too. How can you just walk away? You were in the hospital too, and you couldn't find the car, but you still found me. So do you know who I am? Or do you know the name that you want to be called? Moon stood up and walked in. I don't know, I just knew that I should thank you for what I did. Why? Okay. And that you are not an evil person who wants to harm others. And that you are a nice person who wants to make a friend. Moon left the room, and the nurse left the bedside. What's your name? Are you going to let me see him? My name? I am Moon, I think. My name is Moon. I am an angel. I doubt that. Moon nodded as they stood next to each other. What do you want me to do? Just to see him. Moon answered. Moon walked out of the room and left the hospital. They like leaving the room and entering it a lot. What is your name and what is his name? I do not know his name and I do not know you. If you are an angel and if you are a nice person, then maybe we can make it happen. So you have to be an angel for them to even give their name? The patient went out the door to walk to his car. Moon walked out of the hospital and walked towards a building.
Wait! Let me see this!
The patient was going to go down a hallway where he knew there would be a room. But Moon stopped the patient. It won't work. You are going into an empty room. If you are an angel, then don't worry. You will have a good time with this person. If you are not, then I will have to tell him to go back to the waiting room.
I don't care.
There was a door to a room, and the patient took the stairs into a different room. I don't know why I am so surprised, Moon thought. That was a decent ending to that. Moon was sleeping in his car when suddenly a man, dressed in a long blue coat, jumped into the car and began to kick. He told me to get out of the car. Mr. Wang told a newspaper in a telephone interview earlier this month, "I said I didn't think I was going to make it, and he pushed me back into the car. I couldn't breathe or see. I felt like I was floating." The attacker, he claims, kept trying to kick Mr. Wang's head as he lay on the side of the road. What? He also said he could only see what was in his peripheral vision and could not move. "I remember saying to my girlfriend, 'Please, please don't do that to me,'" Mr. Wang told the newspaper. "We had to get out of the car and he kept saying, 'No, no, no,' as if pushing me harder." So what? So hard. He was kicking me in the back and the face and head. Man, so he's just going around you constantly? The attacker managed to get Mr. Wang's phone and wallet, and he left. He drove back to the spot where he claims he had first been attacked. "I looked for the man who attacked me, but couldn't find him, I thought. He must have ran somewhere and is now trying to get back," he said. Why would you think that? The Chinese man was able to get a taxi, but had to get the next one. There are so many taxis waiting everywhere. Uh-huh. Well, that's good, I guess. This is a tiny one. Moon chopped down a tree at the end of last season, and the tree, like most of them, was made of paper. Moon chopped down a tree. The trees were planted by a man. A tree he chopped and cut down and purchased the cuttings from the merchant. And then planted the cuttings in the town. When he cut down and chopped down with the axe a tree and cut down the tree and cut down the tree and cut down the tree he planted. When he cut down and chopped down with... The moon chopped down a tree, and a tree fell on my head in the middle of the road. Well, I guess that didn't feel very good. I'm surprised you're still alive. You know, unless it's a small tree. You know the scene in The Dark Knight, where the police are chasing this guy up and down the city streets, and they end up at this intersection? I have to look at that now. It's funny. It's pretty funny. A tree falls and hits me in my head, in my head, in my head, in my head, in my head. Yeah, I can tell. And there's all that screaming and stuff like that, so I went through the entire thing. It was pretty terrifying as hell. I'm really glad that we got it out. Wait, out? What do you mean by got it out? It went in your head or something? I've got the next 3 issues to talk about. So, you guys are going to be talking about the finale. I know that you guys had to pull it from the comic book version, but what kind of process did you go into to write that? Snyder. It was pretty much written in the same manner that we write a ton of other comics. What is this? Moon was shopping for replacement parts at a nearby shop on Thursday, and her husband was at a nearby hospital. Her mother said on her Facebook page, she posted a photo of a sign reading, "We are looking for a new roof on our house. Any and all ideas, please let us know." "We are looking for a new roof on our house," the sign reads. But the news of her husband's condition brought no comfort for her. We're not happy, she ... Well, there's something. Moon wandering through the woods, when suddenly, I'm in the middle of an explosion. I turn to see a giant red ball of fire flying out of a crater. It's the one with the flaming hand and the big red hand with a lightning bolt in it, right? Nope, it's the one with the hand in the shape of a sword and a hand with a hole in it, in the form of the symbol of the letter X. That means the one with the hand in the shape of the... Ah, yes, Sonic stuff now. Sonic bought Tails a beer for his birthday, and then he turned around and gave it to a cop at the airport. Why would you do that? When he was being arrested, he told me to take his mugshot. What? But I didn't do it, and he gave me a ticket. What is that scenario? The next time that Sonic appeared around the station, I got a new shirt with the word catch on it in a small circle. I told Sonic that he had to wear the shirt for the entire ride to the station, and that he would have a nice new cat. What? What? He agreed to let me take the mugshot with him, and when he was arrested, he showed me his ticket. And after the arrest, he took my mugshot, and then he had my cat. Sonic is so cool. The next thing I did after that was make up a fake police badge. Don't do that unless whatever. And have his badge number on it. I'm pretty sure that's highly illegal. So I could have his mugshot and have him arrested. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Then I took his mugshot, and after that he told me to take his mugshot from police custody. Sonic is so cool. The next thing I did was take his mugshot and have his name on it. Sonic agreed to wear his shirt, so I had him wear my shirt. Then I took the mugshot to police custody and gave it to Sonic. My son's shirt was taken by Sonic. Oh, so he stole it? Then he took my mugshot. Then he had his name on it. Then he told me to take his name from police custody. He arrested his name? Sonic is so cool. The next thing I did before this was to take 2 photographs of Sonic and put them on my computer. And when they came out, I made my computer look like a police scanner, so I could have Sonic arrested by my son. Sonic is so cool. Well, if you think he's so cool, why are you trying to arrest him? When his mugshot came out, I told him to make it look like a police scanner for this photo because I wanted to make Sonic look like a criminal. He then said, Mom, don't I look like a criminal? He then said, Mom, don't I look like a criminal? Do you like a cop? I look like a cop? Look like a police officer? And I said, look, no, and I looked like a cop. This is difficult to read, honestly. I told him to take his name from police custody, so he took his name and gave it to me. Sonic is so cool. When his mugshot came out, I told myself to make it look like a police scanner for this photo because I wanted to make I got to a same part that I read. Next thing I wanted him to do was to get his picture taken in this room. So he did. Then he took a photo of me, so I looked like a police officer. He then told me to remove my shirt. I took his shirt off, and he said, Mom, don't remove your shirt. Don't make it look like you're a police officer. I looked like a police officer. Then I took his shoes off, and he made a face like a cop and told me to remove my shirt. It looked like that, so I removed my shirt and made a policeman-like face. What is this? Then I went inside the hospital, and he brought Sonic up into his room. I told Sonic why he was getting arrested, and Sonic said, Mom, don't look like a criminal. Look like an ambulance or doctor. I then looked like an ambulance or doctor, or even a doctor. Then with the glasses and long blonde hair and all, is that a stereotype that you think exists? This was his last message to me on Facebook. I got the picture taken and sent to his mother. The next day, he called my son and said, "I'm sorry that I was such a jerk today, and I'm sorry he was in jail." I said, "Sonic, it's okay. I love you. And thank you for making your mom and I smile. You will make us feel great when you go back to jail and you're in jail." Okay, that's unkind. Then I talked some more to Sonic. I asked him to talk to his mom because she was crying. I asked Sonic whether his dad was going to come to jail. I also talked to him that my son was on the news and was getting interviewed about Sonic the Hedgehog. I went outside to see his dad on a bike. Okay. Then I told him to go to jail for his dad's sake. Why? I also talked to him that my son was on the news and was getting interviewed about Sonic. I keep accidentally reading a previous line. I then went inside the hospital. The next day, Sonic's dad came in the hospital. He brought Sonic up, but Sonic refused to come out of his room. When the doctor took Sonic's shoes away, he couldn't walk because of the pain. I guess that makes some sense. He looked around for his mom. When he was finally brought in on crutches, he was still in his room. He wouldn't leave. His mom then told him to go to jail. She also brought him to his house. When he came out of his room, my son was holding his dad's hand. His dad was walking with his dad. When they got to the jail, he was walking too, but he had to sit down. Then I told him I wanted to see him. I asked him to come with me. I told him to walk, to look at the sky. I told him what he needed to do. He told me that he needed to walk. He told me that he needed to do this. He wanted to come see me. I saw he was walking. I then told him that to take the pain that what even was that? Anyway, I'm going to split off this video right now. I'm going to end this video and continue it the next week. And anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.